It's in the morning, you're having your normal bowl of cereal, already pumped up with so much sugar by the manufacturers. It comes in packaged for you with sugar inside. What do you decide to do? You pour more sugar on it. What do we call that? Big bag timing. What's up? It's your boy Goat Sama, and today I'm going to be talking about processed sugars. Processed sugars have just been a concept that I've had a problem with for so long. I have hated processed sugars for the longest time, and I have shown my disdain and hate for processed sugars across social media. If you ask anybody that knows me, they will tell you I have beef with processed sugars. Processed sugars are the worst thing that has been ever created. Bar Pedro Neto. Anyway, what are processed sugars? Processed sugars or refined sugars are sweeteners extracted from plants and purified to remove nutrients like fiber, leaving behind concentrated, refined sucrose or glucose. These added sugars, often called white sugar, have brown sugar or high fructose corn syrup, are used to enhance flavor and texture in processed foods, sodas, desserts, sauces, and yogurt. Next question, you might be asking yourself, what is then the difference between natural sugars and processed sugars? At a chemical level, your body sees sugar as sugar. The white table sugar in your coffee and fructose in a mango are made of the same basic molecules. However, the delivery system and nutritional context make a world of difference. Natural sugars occur inherently in whole foods. They are not added by a manufacturer. Examples of these are fructose in naartjies and mangoes, lactose in maas, sucrose in beetroot or sweet potatoes. With refined sugars, these are extracted from natural sources and heavily processed to isolate the sweetness. Examples of this is white sugar, brown sugar, and high fructose corn syrup. Here, the plant material is crushed, boiled, spun, and chemically treated to remove all molasses, fiber, and nutrients. What remains is pure crystalline sucrose. Now, I'm going to speak about some of my own experiences with processed sugar, right? My first experience of processed sugar, the very first experience that I remember is my parents buying me a can of Fanta Orange. I remember I was in the back of the car and they gave me that can, and I remember opening it and drinking it all up. And I can remember telling them it's finished when I was done. That in itself speaks volumes. It's finished. I said that as a child. What did that mean inherently? That definitely meant that, hey, this was too good, it shouldn't be finished. I want more. Even as a child, this is what sugar does. This is what sugar is. The cultivation of sugar addiction is what comes after that. You eat so much sugar as a child, by the time you're an adult, you now have these created terms or created things to mask sugar addiction. We call it a sweet tooth. What do you mean you have a sweet tooth? A sweet tooth did not exist back when people did not make processed sugars. Before processed sugars became a concept or a known thing that is done every single day, a sweet tooth did not exist. But suddenly now that we have those things, we have a sweet tooth. I would just call it sugar addiction. I would call it as it is. There's just a lot of complications and problems that come with sugar addiction. And these are things that are not talked about. We do not talk about just how many sugar addicts are cultivated from a young age up until they're up living by themselves or whatever. Parents think they're giving kids a good life, but they're setting you up for failure in the future. Every single day, kids are given lunch boxes with sugary treats all over. You have biscuits, you have chips, you have these damn whatevers, like things that kids do not need to be consuming at this time. This is a time wherein their bodies have to be growing and making sure that they are getting all the proper nutrients, to grow healthy and strong. But no, they're busy being shoved into a life of sugar addiction wherein they will need to fight the urge to not have something sweet in the future. Because that is where it starts, that is where it begins. I can go as far back as talking about baby formula and how there's so much sugar in that. I know about a baby who was now rejecting their mother's breast milk because they got so used to the baby formula. The contents of the baby formula grew on the baby and they now preferred that to their mother's breast milk. That is just insane in itself. But then it shows what goes on in the body. It shows the type of thing that we are facing here. We are facing a huge problem, a behemoth of a problem, and people do not see it. Sugar addiction is the problem, but then it is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is what it brings. Now that we've tackled what starts it or what cultivates it, it being just eating sugars and eating sweet things as a kid, being enabled by parents and being enabled by your environment to just keep eating these things. Maybe your parent as well is also a sugar addict, and to them it's okay to be eating sugars, and so they push it onto you, they push it onto your siblings, and now everybody, it's a whole family of sugar addicts everywhere. This is what we are faced with every single day. These are the type of things that are happening every single day. What can processed sugars do to your body? That's the very first question that you have to ask. There's a bunch of things that processed sugars are doing to your body. Because of sugar addiction, you could have fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, tooth decay, heart disease, and stroke. Being a diabetic person as a young person is very rare. Well, where I'm from, it is very rare. So you should not be having diabetes when you're young, unless it's some passed on by DNA or whatever. That makes sense. But then it being cultivated or it being a result of lifestyle choices, that is a huge issue. But then that is what is caused by sugar addictions that are cultivated by lifestyle choices that have been enabled since you were young. You started consuming processed sugars as an infant. Your body is used to that. Your body craves that. Your body wants that. It started then, and then came your school phase where you were going to school, you were unsupervised, you were eating all the sugar you wanted at school by yourself, at home with your parents if they enabled you. It was just a whole mess. By 21 years old, you are diabetic and you have diabetes. This is what people are going through these days. 21, 18, 19, 20, 21, they have diabetes. This is what is happening in this day and age. Diabetes is normally, where I'm from, diabetes is normally a disease that comes in when you're way older. These are not diseases that should be affecting the youth or the younger people. But then that just speaks to the lifestyle choices that we are subjecting ourselves and our bodies to every single day. Something has to change. These are the facts. Eating too much sugar will make you gain weight and it will cause your teeth to decay. These days we're finding dentists for kids. Dentists specifically for kids. When I was a kid, finding a dentistry specifically for kids was unheard of. That was just unheard of. What do you mean a dentistry for kids? Why are kids needing dentistries? That should not be the case. That should not be what's happening. And honestly, I feel like if your kid or your child needs to go to a special dentist for kids, then you are doing something wrong as a parent, or something is wrong in that household. Being an adult, it makes sense. You've been living, you've been here, you've been chewing. But a kid, what business does a kid have going to a dentist? Like a kid's dentist. And the way they're spawning, it seems like that is a very lucrative business. Going into kids' dentistry, that is looking like a proper business. More and more kids are just being pumped with sugars by their parents and being enabled. And this is what it's gonna lead to. And for the adults, don't think, we have to take better care of ourselves, of our teeth. This is the brushing the teeth in the morning and at night. We have to do that. You have to do that. Do you not just get tired of living passively sometimes? You know you should not be eating these things. You know you should not be putting these things in your body, but you just do. I'm speaking for myself as well. I'm not perfect. I have sugar addiction as well. But then that's just self-awareness, and I'm constantly fighting it every single day. You consciously have to make the decision not to eat. No, I'm not gonna get that donut. No, I'm not gonna get that. No, do I want it? Yeah, of course I want it. It's in my mind. Of course I want it. I'm feeling for something sweet. That is normal. That happens. Is it a good thing though? No. Should you follow it every time? No. Processed sugars are the leading factor of obesity in my country. Processed sugars are the worst when it comes to weight gain. Bro, processed sugars will have you fat. I'm gonna tell you one thing, right? Try not eating processed sugars for an entire 7-day period. Try that. See what's gonna happen. You're gonna wake up, your jawline is gonna be chiseled, bro. It's gonna be so clear. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be all out. Processed sugar is bad for you. Wake up. Do something about it. You don't wanna be facing no diabetes, no tooth decays, no all of that. Hypertension, fatness. You don't wanna be facing all of that. I know the sugar calls. I know the sugar calls. The sugar calls me too. But you gotta say no to the call. You gotta say no to the call. You have to read your labels. Read your labels. Compare products. See which products offer less sugar. See just how much sugar you're putting into your body. Be conscious about it. Don't be passive. Be conscious about it. Think about these things every day. Do I really want to eat this donut? I mean, yeah, but then like, do I really do I really want to eat this donut? Do I really want to eat this milk tart? One thing that's just sad is just how, like, with the rural people, a lot of these bad choice foods are the ones that are marketed towards them and pushed towards them, because those are the cheap options. Those are the cheap options that those people are able to afford. But then those are the worst options in terms of health. You can even check with whatever they'll be selling there. It's all bad. It's mostly sugar, like it's mostly fasty, sugary, all of that. That's where you get your cream donuts, your Chelsea buns, your snowballs, and your cheap energy drinks. This is where you get your switches. You get a switch for $10, you get a reboost for $8. You shouldn't be drinking anything that's like $8. What are we doing? It's unfortunate that with the rural people, that's what's pushed towards them and that's what they have. Those are the options they have. This has been a problem for so long, and this is not my only video that I'm gonna be speaking about it. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more videos where I speak on this specific topic because I feel like it's a very important one. And I'm just thinking about the future as well. Like, somebody has to speak on this. Somebody has to speak on this. I think I'm gonna do a video where I react to like kids' lunch boxes that their parents have packed for them, so that we can see clearly what kind of things parents are giving their kids to eat on a daily basis at school. Otherwise, I thank you. If you made it this far in the video, I thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and you're gonna see me in the next video. Yeah, that was supposed to be the outro. I don't know what that was, but yeah.